the Scruffy episode.
Oh my god.
Last time we talked about favorite
Prehistoric
things
animals.
that are dead.
Okay, that's
Today we're going to talk about favorite things that are not dead.
Yeah, my favorite animals. And look, I said by me, but presented by me and Dad. So I credited you this time. This is the first time you've ever been credited on the podcast.
So today, James's favorite animals that you could meet.
Yeah. Also,
Not M-E-A-T. Don't meet them.
The first
Meet
one's
them,
poisonous.
Do not meet this one in either form of meat.
Also, apparently everyone says this. I guess it's a thing. These are my opinions, so you can disagree with them.
Okay.
And this
I'll do
isn't
my
the
best to
end-all
disagree.
be-all. I don't know. Everyone does this.
This is a what?
Like everyone has like this opinion disclaimer.
Oh, it's
like,
fine. It's his favorite animals. Obviously, it's his opinion. Everybody move on.
Yeah, well, everyone does that. Like it's like something you have to do, or like the FBI is going.
Because when you're saying it's opinion, then you can your ability to speak freely opens up significantly. You aren't like
Seems a little obvious, but okay.
yeah.
Anyway, I mean the only animals we don't even like are humans and domestic cats. So
Yeah, cats are mean. They're
but
evil.
you can even like them. I put it in text, so obviously it's true.
You can be mean and evil. You can like
Let's
cats.
All right, so first up we have my favorite amphibian, the emperor newt.
The emperor newt.
Well, actually, it's a little funny. So technically, they said this is supposed to be a Himalayan newt, but here's the thing: the emperor newt used to be included within the species of Himalayan newt until they realized it was separate. So this you might as well say this is the emperor newt, because
So they met Bob,
and
and then they met Chuck.
Yeah.
And they called him Bob, and he kept saying Chuck. It's Chuck.
Yeah.
It doesn't even start with the same letter. And then they went back to Bob and said, "Oh, hey, Chuck," and he was like, "Bob, I'm Bob."
Yeah,
Chuck
so-
lives down the
Anyway,
swamp.
So we're talking about the emperor newt, even though the Himalayan newt's like practically identical. Anyway, so this is since it's a salamander, it's in order Amphibia, which is class Amphibia.
So amphibious.
Did I forget to switch all these?
And tell me, what does amphibious mean? Can live in water, always lives in water, breathes
yeah, like
water,
part
doesn't
water,
breathe
part land.
Part water, part land.
Also-
so it doesn't breathe water.
I forgot to switch.
Has to come up.
All right, this is funny. I forgot to switch out all the clades with order because dinosaurs are weird and tend to not be in an order. Because like
They're all mixed up, no order.
But so whenever my PowerPoint says clade, you can say that's an order.
Say
I'm
order.
sorry, I messed
It's like
it
Bob
up.
and Chuck,
But
except really.
technically, orders are a type of clade, so technically it's not wrong. Because
this
all
Bob
these
or
are
Chuck?
clades. It's the emperor newt.
This is the Emperor Newt Bob. Emperor Bob.
So they can get up to 8 inches long in real life, so a little smaller than this. This
Not much.
They're smaller.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're smaller than that. Like they're a lot skinnier and stuff.
Oh, skinnier. They don't eat as well.
They're in also family Salamanderidae. It's a salamander. Yes. Okay. So I'll say this now. Newts are simply a subfamily of salamanders that are highly aquatic and have rough skin. It's easier to see on the image if you can see that. Not the plush if you can see that. If you can't see either because you're just listening, look it up or just they have
take
rough
our word
skin.
for it.
They have rough skin.
They have rough skin.
In the real one, these bumps are actually little bumps.
They need to exfoliate.
And this these big orange spots are actually bumps. They're not just
Nice.
So this guy lives in southern and central China, specifically Yunnan province, in parts of Yunnan province in China.
We don't know where Chuck lives.
Well, yeah, if he would be the Himalayan newt, he would live in the Himalayas.
Oh, he lives in the Himalayas.
No, this guy lives in China because this is the emperor newt.
This guy lives in China.
The emperor newt. Okay, anyway.
Emperor Newt.
Diet insectivores, but also just any small, snails, things like that, like all the little tiny
Little teeny edible things.
Bug things, yeah. And then its habitat is rainforests, lakes, rivers, and mountains, obviously because it needs water. It is an amphibian. They breathe through their skin, and it has to stay moist, or else they would dry out and die.
Ew.
Yeah, so
That would
they
be
need
sad.
water. Anyway, so
Water.
yes, this guy is toxic, so don't eat him. It's poisonous. He can't inject you with venom.
So amphibious, he has to have water, but he can't breathe water.
Well, they have to, like, they live near water.
They have to have quantities of water. He couldn't just live out in the desert.
Well, Okay, because this guy couldn't. But just if something's amphibious, that just means it can go in the like. An
Oh, it can't. Doesn't
think about
have
an
to.
amphibious car.
Okay. No.
Yes!
No.
That's
no.
what the word
This is
means.
not a car. This
No,
is
but
not
we're talking about the word amphibious.
Okay, they don't require a certain amount of moisture.
Just
I thought their skin would dry out.
You
or
mean
something.
amphibians?
Yes.
Yes, amphibians need a certain amount of moisture, but there's
Right.
different types. Like toads, they don't need as much moisture.
Okay.
Or like desert rain frogs live in the desert and get their like because they live on like a coastal desert. They get like dew and like water coming.
So
in
amphibious
off the
doesn't
ocean.
have to mean half their time in the water and half their time on
Well,
land.
amphibious does. Well, amphibious means they live time. Amphibians are amphibious. Amphibious is just a word to describe. Like hippos are amphibious.
Yeah, they got to spend a lot of time in the water or they're sunburned.
But this is an amphibian, which just also is amphibious. I don't think toads really count as amphibious. Why is this so hard for you to understand? I hope you all are understanding.
We'll put the definition of amphibian. Definition of amphibious.
Amphibians are a group of animals.
Okay.
Amphibious is a term to describe things that spend part of their time in the water and part of their time on land.
But so wouldn't that be all amphibians?
No.
Otherwise, why would they be called amphibians?
Well, why is the zebra shark called a zebra shark if the adult has spots?
Because the baby has stripes.
But that's-
Oh, I knew that one.
Yes, but still, you
Ding,
get...
ding, 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 ding.
Okay, we're moving on from this. I'm trying to be educational. That's making this confusing.
They learned a lot.
Anyway, so this, you can see it's orangish red, and I love red. That's why it's one of my favorites. I like the bumps on it. And Brickfield Zoo they did a post. It was like all animals with like full like names that are kind of not true. And the last one was the emperor newt. It has not been an emperor that we know of. So, all we know, this guy used to rule the world.
And the
I just thought that was funny.
the winner, the conqueror, writes the history. So he could have been an emperor, been conquered, and then he just didn't get to write the history.
So yeah, this is the emperor newt.
The emperor Newt.
But next up, we have my favorite reptile, which is none other than the Gila monster.
Gila monster. This
Also,
is actually, a Gila monster is usually about this big.
Yeah, also, unfortunately, I don't have a book with the emperor newt in it. I was very sad.
Gila monster.
So we're moving on to Gila monster with no
Gila
book section.
monster.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
But Gila monster.
Gila monsters are cool. Go to the aquarium, you'll see one.
The aquarium.
I thought they had one at the aquarium.
They have skinks.
Oh, skinks. Where did they? I thought they had one.
Brickfield
one day.
Zoo has Gila.
I thought they had one out one day and they were
Maybe.
showing it. Oh,
They were showing off a venomous lizard.
maybe not.
All right. So Gila monster, scientific name, Haloderma suspectum. I guess they were suspect of the fact that it was venomous. I don't know. Probably should have looked that up. Anyway, so it's a reptile, order Scromata, which includes lizards and snakes,
Lizards and snakes.
and then family
Lizards and snakes.
Helodermatidae, which includes it and all the other beaded lizards, which are
Oh
interesting.
yeah, beaded. If you look at them, they look
Yeah.
actually beaded, like somebody bejeweled.
So there's Gila monsters, and then there's a bunch of beaded lizards. They all live in like Central America and southwestern U.S. This one specifically in the southwestern U.S. And this one lives in hot deserts, shrublands, and mountains. Though some other beaded lizards can even live in rainforests, but this is a desert guy. And then beaded lizard, they also are all venomous, but their venom is different. They don't inject you with it like normal, like a snake. They actually chew you with their like they chew on you with their bite, and the venom comes out of their teeth and then goes into
just
you.
oozes in.
Yeah,
So they don't inject it.
they
They
ooze
just count on it oozing
as they gnaw on you like a rawhide bone. Yeah. So anyway, but I mean, if you leave them alone, they're fine. Their length is 1'8" to 1'10". They're not huge. They weigh 1.21 to 1.76 pounds. They're not that big. Their diet is like small animals. They'll eat like eggs or maybe snakes or something. But like even roadrunners have been known to eat Gila monsters. So yeah, but roadrunners are crazy. My next Crazy Bird podcast about hunting, the roadrunner's going to be on it.
Cool.
Those things are weird. Anyway, so yeah, I like them. They're one of the only venomous lizards. They have a cool pattern. The Gila monster especially, with its like pink and black blotches. And when I was a kid, I used to call it a Gila monster because, you know, I was a kid. I didn't know that G sometimes just was like, nah. And then I learned it was Gila monster, and I was very sad for a while which I just think is funny because now I'm like, okay, it's Gila monster, that's cool. But back then I was so sad and upset.
It was a thing. It was a thing.
Yeah. So
Is a sock monkey one of your favorite animals?
no, because it's not a real animal.
Yeah, don't insult him.
Oh my god.
It covers the ears.
Hear no evil monkey.
Sticking my fingers in its ears.
Okay. So yeah, that's the Gila monster. We do have a book. So this one.
Oh.
My old Great Big Book of
It's
Everything.
the great big book of everything with
My
everything
dad bought
inside
me
of it.
the actual Great Big Book of Everything from the TV show. I didn't bring it because it didn't have the animals I wanted.
But this is our great big book of everything.
Yeah, this was
with
my
everything
childhood.
inside of it. See the world around you. This book's the perfect guide. In case you were wondering what the lyrics
Gila
were.
monster. There he is.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yes, they also do burrow. They live in holes in the ground. That's what they live in burrows. You can see this one here eating an egg. Yes, they live in deserts. Yeah, a bit of northern Mexico. Oh, they're oviparous. Wait, oviparous is laying eggs. Viviparous is when they like give birth, even though they have an egg that hatches inside.
Like sharks.
Yeah, sharks are viviparous.
Viviparous. So they live in eggs.
But
egg sacs
Gila
inside
monsters
the
are
egg.
oviparous.
So they lay
So
eggs.
here's another bead lizard, Mexican bead lizard. You can see he's a lot more boring. I'm kidding. He's perfectly fine. Yeah. So that's the Gila monster.
And this, as always, is the great big book of everything. Animal, the definitive visual
from
guide.
Smithsonian.
From the Smithsonian,
So that-
published by DK.
So Smithsonian, that's pretty reliable. It's a little old of a book, but it's still good.
Most of the animals have not evolved beyond this book.
Anyway, so next up, we have my favorite fish. That, of course, is the green moray. Gynothorax. We'll get there. Gynothorax funibris. So, it's a fish, so it's in class Actinopergilli. Yes, eels are fish. Bony fish, specifically. That's Actinopergilli. Clade Anguilliforms and family Muranidae. Now, green morays are quite large. They can get 5 foot to 6 foot long, so they can get quite big. They're not the largest morays, but they're up there. They can weigh up to 65 pounds. Big deal. They're piscivores. They eat fish.
Huh?
That makes sense. They live.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
They probably don't eat cattle.
Their habitats include seagrass beds, coral reefs, rocky coasts, mangrove swamps, and just like the coastline in general.
Okay.
In the water, obviously, they don't. And
They don't sunbathe.
And they're in salt water.
So,
Their range is the central eastern Atlantic, so the Caribbean and Florida, things like that. Yes, so this is like the moray eel.
are these ears or gills?
I think that's gill.
That's
I
gill.
think that's supposed to be a gill.
Like a wee bit there.
Yeah, this is Safari LDD toy, so that's really good to figure.
Okay.
Wild Republic plushes are also really good. I have no idea what this eel monster's from. Oh, it's Safari LTD. Never mind. Yeah, Safari LTD. See, they make good stuff. Anyway.
It's like one big rudder.
Yeah, they undulate sideways through the water. But moray eels actually spend a lot of time sitting. I mean, if you've been at the aquarium, they just sit in rocks. So, back when the shed, I haven't been since they replaced it, but they used to have the big Caribbean tank in the middle. They now have like a one that splits between a salt and freshwater. So it's kind of like, it's educational. It's good. Anyway, there used to be the big Caribbean tank in the middle. And in there, they would have a big moray eel. And he was older, because they get brighter green as they get older. So, I think this image here is an older one. Because, when they got newer ones, they were very dark green. I technically haven't looked this up, but I've seen it in real life, so I must be right. Anyway, yeah. And they had this one, he was my favorite. I loved seeing it every time. But then one time, I went, and they had a young one instead of the old one. I was like, what happened? Did he die? I was so scared and sad. But then one day, we're walking through one of the other, just hallways of aquariums, and there was one with a bunch of all the old eels in it. I found them. So we now call that exhibit the Senior Eel Club. They apparently, whenever the eels get old, they take them all into this little tank, which they don't have to move around as much, so it's okay, that's smaller. They really don't move, trust me. You can go stare at them for hours, and they will barely move. And if they do, they just kind of, float. And then there's one, rockfish or scorpion fish in there, a big red fish that also sits around. And I pretend that, every Tuesday, he deals out Go Fish games.
He's yeah.
And
He's the
moray
dealer
eels,
and the bartender.
And the moray eels play, and they're all really old grumpy men. So my dad calls it, what do you call it?
The Senior Eel Club.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be the same because they're renovating the aquarium.
Yeah, we have
but
to go back.
Hopefully, you will still be able to see the senior eel club. There will be moray eel somewhere at Shed Aquarium. Or others. There's a lot of different species of moray. I bet eventually we'll talk about some others on the podcast. So yeah, this is the moray eel. And he is my favorite because of senior eel club. Also, we learned about this, that especially in aquariums, because they live longer than they would in the wild, because they don't have to fight to survive. Basically, they tend to get cataracts because they get so old. They just always get
Their
cataracts.
eyes calcify.
But if they're in the aquarium, it doesn't matter. So all the ones in Senior Eel Club have cataracts, but they're fine. Yeah. They get fed. They can sense it with smell and I haven't looked at it. I bet they have something like the sharks where they can sense vibrations in the water or something like that. Yeah. So they're chill.
Yeah.
Very chill guys. Anyway, next up, so second to last, you'll be surprised. It's not my bird. Is my second favorite animal because there's one that outranks it just because it's really cool. But anyway, oh wait, look.
Which one?
Wait. Biggest one for the moray eel. I'm sorry, I forgot. This is an old book from when I was a kid. It's pretty cool though. You get to see a lot of the animals compared to each other. I passed it. Here we go. Here's the green moray. Their bites are not poisonous. Okay, so this book, just ignore the book, but this is an older book from when I was a kid. But it's still kind of cool to see almost older art styles and all the animals compared to each other. Mm-hmm. And no, green morays are not venomous. These divers are just wrong. And its bite's not poisonous, never mind. But it may get septic. Well, any bite can get septic. You're not special.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, 7 feet. Yeah, they're pretty big. So, yeah. This is, I wouldn't really recommend this book for, necessarily deep education. But it's cool. It's also cool to see, a bunch of related animals next to each other, you know? Yeah. See, groups of animals. Also, the cover's one of those, cool, the tiger's running at you. Because I don't know if you can see this. Even
if you do it like this.
I have no idea if that's even working for them.
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
Cool.
Anyway, next to my second favorite bird. My favorite bird, my second favorite animal. Because even though birds are my favorite in general, there's just one mammal that I just really like. I don't know, he's just cool. Anyway. But this is the Andean cock of the rock. So. Class Avis, clade Passeriformis, which is most songbirds. And then family Contignidae, which is just this group of weird South American birds. I don't really know how to describe it. They can get about to 1 foot, 1 inch long in real life. They can weigh 9.3 ounces. They're frugivores mainly, so they mainly eat fruit. And they live in rainforests, mainly mountain rainforests, but also along rivers and stuff. And then they live in the Andes, which makes sense because it's the Andean cock of the rock. So it lives in the Andes. So a couple stories. The reason this is my favorite bird was because one day I was doing my first ever behind the scenes at the zoo. Because maybe it wasn't the first. It was one of the firsts, and I was 99% sure I wanted to work with animals when I grew up, but I wasn't 100% set. There's always a chance. But then at the end of this, he's like, do you want one of the females, which are the brown cocks of the rocks? The males are the bright orange one, which also orange is quite rare in nature, especially this bright orange. So that's interesting. I also love the little foofy head crests. Maybe I just like orange.
Drawn
and
to
red
orange
things.
and red.
Yeah. Anyway, no. Anyway, and then because one of the females was brave, he's like, maybe if you hold out this blue tray of blueberries, it might come down, and it did. And that was the moment where it really clicked for me. I'm holding this tray, and this amazing animal I never heard of before then. Well, I just learned a few months ago of cocks of the rocks in general.
Prior to that moment, not a few months ago.
No.
Prior to that
There's
moment.
actually two. The other's the Guianean cock of the rock. Mm-hmm. One day I probably want a podcast section where I really go into the depths of the differences. But you can see color differences. The crests are different. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but so this is the Guianean and this is the Andean. My favorite's the Andean. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but then that was the moment I knew. So now, yeah. So also, yeah, I learned about it, and I told my friends, I'm like, "Yo, look at this cool bird with this funny name that rhymes." They're like, "Do you know what the first part of that name means?" I'm like, no. That was a very sad day. Anyway, but yeah, also, you may be like, these are really weird figures. Why do you have these? Well, I have a plush of the Guianean, but I could never find the Andean cock of the rock anywhere. I'm on my trip to Costa Rica. Well, these guys live in the Andes in South America. And I'm at this big store. We stopped at this big store for shopping because everyone wanted to go shopping. And I'm looking around. I see all these. I'm collecting birds I want to take home for the podcast. And then I see the guanine. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I see it. The Andean cock of the rock thing. I freaked out. Like, I was, like, over the moon. So, yes, I finally have a figure of the Andean cock of the rock. And even though I had a guanine already, I got another guanine just to, like, physically compare them as in the same medium. So it's really easy to tell the difference. But I bet one day I'll maybe do, like, a similar animals podcast that will feature this, and we'll do a deeper comparison. But, yeah. Or maybe gay animals, because these guys actually exhibit homosexuality in the wild. Very interesting.
As do penguins.
All I have to say is, if you see them, you won't be surprised. I'm not being mean. It's just you're not surprised. It kind of fits. They're very flamboyant birds.
They're flamboyant.
Anyway, but the last animal is not a bird. You know, birds are my favorite in general. This is the pronghorn, specifically the American pronghorn, which is the general. There's a couple subspecies, but the pronghorn in general.
The pronghorn.
So, what do you think that is at the pronghorn?
Pronghorn?
But okay, like what type of animal do you think a pronghorn is?
Deer type, moose, antelope.
Nope, it is not. So that's the thing. It's usually called an antelope.
Okay.
But it is not a deer or an antelope. It's its own thing.
Deerlope?
Nope, it's different. It's just its own thing. They are mammal class Aerodactyla. The order Aerodactyla. They're still in.
Okay.
But their family is Antilocarparidae, which is just them. And all their extinct relatives and stuff. They're interesting. So they're not deer or antelope. So antelopes never shed their horns, period. Deer shed their antlers once a year.
That's horn antler.
Yes. Antelope have horns. Deer have antlers they shed.
Right.
Pronghorns have horns. Conveniently. They didn't mess that up. But, and they do shed them kind of. A sheath comes off every year.
Oh, a hard sheath.
It's not that hard, but yes.
What's the ones that make the empty, hard?
Are you thinking of like a goat horn?
Maybe goat horns and stuff.
Well, they don't shed. I don't know if they sheath off.
Oh, I thought something.
But pronghorn,
but anyway,
it's like a sheath of it comes off.
Okay.
And
so instead of scraping off like the velvet of antlers, it comes off in a big sock.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's kind of like cardboardy. I almost want like that's what I've never held one, but that's what it looks like. It's not super thick. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I need to actually see one. Maybe it is thicker. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so it comes off in a sheath, and also very interesting. They have this unique color palette. I think it looks cool. And guess how fast they can run?
65 miles an hour.
60.
Oh,
but they're like, I want to say they're like, are they the second fastest or the fourth? They're really fast. And it's like, well, why are they fast? They live in America. What, a wolf isn't going to catch it. Well, back in the day, there used to be the American cheetah. And so it's theorized that they ran that fast out on the American cheetah, which wasn't a cheetah, wasn't like a cheetah. Like, it wasn't super close related to cheetahs. And probably was more like a cougar. But still, it was fast. Really fast. It was faster. Right. Okay. So that's why the pronghorn probably wanted to run so fast. Also, no, it can run 60 miles an hour for, like, miles.
As opposed to the cheetah that could only run in spurts.
So, like, not only is it fast, but it's a really fast endurance runner. Anyway, so, yeah.
So it's cross-country, and the cheetah is a sprinter.
Yeah, but then it's funny, because now, like, the cheetah went extinct, and the pronghorns are like, I'm just not going to slow down now.
Yeah.
Like, just, why not?
If I slow down, lots of other things will eat me.
Yeah, so they're just still that fast. And they're very wide-ranging across central North America. And there's different subspecies. Some live more southern in, like, the warmer deserts. But these guys are more found in, like, the Great Plains and, like, even up in Oregon. That used to be its own subspecies, but now it's classified within the main subspecies. So, like, cold desert and prairie. So kind of, like, chillier grassland. Not Arctic, but, like, temperate grasslands is more where it lives.
Nice.
Yeah, and then, so also, this also is not just a mountain animal. It was around during the Ice Age and stuff.
Cool.
Because it's been around for 2.5 million years.
2.5 million years.
Yeah, and then also, I've only seen them once, I believe, maybe once or twice. But the one time I really remember seeing them was at Columbus Zoo. And I was so excited because it's the first time I ever saw one. But we're about to go on a giant trip, and one of the places we're stopping is Columbus Zoo. So I can't wait to see. And they just redid the whole North America section. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really nice now. I don't really know anything about it, but yeah, I'm super excited. I want to see pronghorns
Report
again.
when we get back.
Yeah. And I'm thinking our next podcast or two, or however many we decide, will be about this trip, because we're stopping at, like, let's see, so it's like 9 animal institutions and 3, maybe 4 museums. Like, maybe we're debating the Indianapolis Children's Museum, because they have some cool fossils, but it's $35 a person. Like, dear Lord. Anyway, so yes. So, books. Let's go through the books for both the... I can't remember the books, guys. I'm sorry.
one?
But get both of the big black ones out, because I forgot to do the Cock of the Rock, too. I'm sorry. I like using the books, but I just forget. But you guys are familiar with this book. We've used it a lot on the podcast.
Yeah.
If you're not, Link's animal education books, they're really cool. This is, like, the more condensed version. They have, like, bigger, like, encyclopedia sets, but those are expensive. This was, like, expensive, too. But if you're really into it, it's definitely worth it. Anyway, also the Andean cock, or one of the cocks of rocks, he's even on the back cover. You can see his big, round, juicy eyeball. That's a reference to a YouTuber I watched as a kid. Don't read too much into it. I'm not eating people's eyeballs. That pteranodon was. I'm not. Where's Contignidae? Well, it is a passerine, so unless passerine also is back here. No, it's not. Okay. There's a lot of passerines. So for reference. Oh, okay, we'll get that later. This is all non-passerine birds. So, like hawks, toucans, eagles, emus, waterfowl, yada, 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 right? So this is half of them in this book. And this is all birds. And then the other half is all passerines.
And what does passerine mean?
It's a group of birds, but it includes, like, most of the small songbirds.
Oh, okay.
Stuff. There's exceptions.
Non-raptors.
No, there's no. It's just no ducks, no emus, no. It's just most all songbirds, I think, are passerines, and there's lots of the smaller birds.
Okay.
Where's Contignidae? So many types of birds. Kind of getting out of hand. There's 10,000 species of bird. Okay. I feel like it would be up here, but I could be wrong. I might just have to kind of look around. Okay, woodpeckers are not in that. And then not parrots. So, okay, this is where the passive forms start. Sorry, I should have looked for this ahead of time. Phil, say something, Dad.
Something.
This is why you can't do podcasts by yourself. Oh, wait. I think we're getting close. The mannequin? I bet the mannequins are kind of related. Oh, there's the bellbird. They're all bellbird. We talked about bellbird.
Isn't there an index?
You're a genius. Of course, it's in the A's. Oh, no. Big index. Big A-N. Andean 449. I was really close, man. I flipped over it. Okay, here we go. This is the Andean cock of the rock. There's actually 2 subspecies. There's the more reddish one and the more orange one. So these are, and you can see the females are brown, but they have that really cool crest, black and white feathers. And you can see the guardian. They have like these little they kind of remind me of a flapper with these little like flamboyant yellow things. And the female's actually kind of blackish brown. So yeah.
And I just saw something that I didn't realize was in this book. Let me see.
And then we'll do mammals.
There's all the this is just maps. It's just
Yeah, so like it also shows you like the country code. So like, so the birds have like the little country codes next to them, I think.
Oh, so then
or if you scan
this
them.
map has the country codes.
And then also
so
there's
then
this country codes used on
Yeah.
maps. There's also on this little thing comes with all this stuff. Yeah.
Differences in nomenclature.
Yeah, because they can't decide all the time.
Yeah.
It's very complicated.
Cool.
I mean, what we were just talking about this salamander, how it used to be one salamander and now it's two salamanders.
Yeah.
If you're in the paleontology space and you're suffering through the whole Suchomimus debacle, I'm sorry. So, Suchomimus was named
Suchomimus debacle.
2 months after Cristatosaurus. Cristatosaurus is very fragmentary. And now they're starting to wonder if they're the same thing. But even though Suchomimus is more famous, Cristatosaurus' name would take priority if they're the same, because it's older, even if it's by 2 months. So, Suchomimus would be synonymized with Cristatosaurus.
Synonymous.
And Suchomimus would no longer be valid. It would all be Cristatosaurus. And unfortunately, because we exist in the internet, everyone's whining and having a temper tantrum about it and freaking out, even though it's just a name. I mean, he did the same thing with Draco Rex, but that's not important.
Draco Rex is the real name.
No, it's not. It's gone. Okay, it's over. Stingy Moloch might come back, which also. Anyway, that's we plan to do a whole dinosaur nomenclature podcast. Actually, that's probably one of the sooner ones coming up. So
we'll call it Draco Rex is the name.
And okay, no, stop. Okay, I need the mammal book so we can talk about the pronghorn. Sorry, we went on a sidetrack, but
that's my whole job.
I enjoy podcasts where they go on sidetracks. So if you don't, why are you?
You're probably wandered in here by accident.
Why are you? Not to be rude, but why are you here?
What are you doing in my swamp? Hi, Steven.
See, look, pronghorns have their own little section. Just pronghorn. There's no one else in it. Look at that. They're special.
They are so special.
Yeah. Compare that to, like, the deer, which is its whole own family. It's all got all the deer in it. And then there's the musk deer, which is its own family. And then, yeah. So, yeah. So, hope you all enjoyed. The next couple podcasts will most likely be on the trip.
Yep.
And then I have some other ones planned, like the Crazy Bird podcast I mentioned, Dinosaur Taxonomy. We might do one on the sloths, because I actually have a figure of every sloth now, or a plush. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, we'll do a sloth episode. And, yeah. Well, modern sloths. I have one prehistoric sloth. So, we will mention giant ground sloths. But anyway, okay.
All right.
So, I hope you all enjoyed. My favorite animals. If you didn't, I'm sorry, but they're my favorite animals. You can make your own favorite animal podcast if you want.
Come on our podcast and tell us about your favorite animals.
Okay, I'm Andy. Anyway, bye.
Bye. Out.